Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new and you would like to check out more pick a card readings like this one each week from me, make sure to subscribe. Today's pick a card reading is, what message does your person have for you? In front of me, I have 4 different options, each with a different shell. Choose the one that really calls out to you. This is Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. If you need more time, you can pause the video now, and if you know which one you want, you can go to the timestamp down below. Okay, let's get started. Hey, group number 1. Okay, so what message does the person who's on your mind have for you? Alright, so I actually got 2 people that came up for you guys, which tells me one of 2 things. Either you have 2 people that you're wondering about, or you have one main person and somebody else has you on their mind strongly. Okay, so first let's take a look at the more dominant energy, which would be this. And so you could be dealing with a fire sign, but doesn't have to be, which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the main feeling that I'm getting for them is that they are guarding their heart right now. Okay, so they are blocked off to love. I get the impression that they're going through they feel hurt right now. Now, depending on your situation, this could be in regards to you two or somebody else. And which, on top of that, they're in a state of confusion as well. So they're kind of at like this standstill right now, not taking any action toward you or anyone. And they have this feeling of like, I'm going to protect myself right now and do what's best for me. On top of not taking a lot of action and being in a state of confusion, they also are trying to look more into read more into a situation. Okay, so they're just trying to understand something right now and process stuff. Which leads me to the messages that they have for you. So the first one is, I don't know what I want. Okay, and typically when I see the 7 of Spades, it is it's kind of like the 7 of Swords, and usually has to do with people who aren't ready to settle down. But in this case, I'm getting the impression that it doesn't have to do with that. It has more to do with them not wanting to be hurt again. Okay, so like I said, they are in a state of confusion and trying to get some kind of clarity on it and understand something. And on top of all that, their second message is, I have fears that I need to deal with right now. So this could be fears in regards to entering another relationship, or it could be just fears in general, or both. But although they're going through all that, they also have the 8 of Cups reversed, which is saying at the same time that they're not taking any action forward, they're also not able to let the connection with you go. And along with them not being able to let this connection go, they low-key have feelings for you, and you are like a wish or a dream come true, regardless of how they're acting. So if they could just process whatever it is that's bothering them and creating this confusion for them, deal with their fears, then it seems like they would come forward then. Okay, so then we have this person who also came up for you. And they actually 2 air signs came up for the second person, so there's a good chance you are dealing with an air sign, or they just exhibit air sign traits. That could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and they're coming through to say that they miss you. Okay. All right, group number 1, that is what I see for you. Let me know in the comments if this resonated, and if it did, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 2. Okay, so what message does the person who's on your mind have for you? All right, so right away we see the King of Cups here. So you could be dealing with a water sign. If not, they just act like a water sign, which would be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Okay, so right away I'm seeing that this person would like to reunite with you, and they also would like a commitment. But, okay, and so when I see reunite, I definitely take that this is an ex or somebody that you have been involved with, and somebody from the past coming forward. All right, which leads me to the messages. All right, but before I get into that, immediately, this person's got kind of like kind of a teeter-totter like thing going on when it comes to you. So depending on their perception, like how they're choosing to view their connection with you, it sways, okay? So when it's in a more positive light, they get kind of like in this infatuated, dreamy, like anything's possible stage. And then when it's like flipped, I see it like they're just like, ooh, I don't know. Okay. But I see though, instead of them taking any action forward towards you, they are kind of just laying low right now. Not really communicating, or if they are, it's not a lot. And just kind of like checking out your social media, seeing what you're up to. You know, if you've moved on, or if there's any signs of you missing them, that type of thing. All right, so let's look at their positive aspect of you. So the first message they get, or you get, is I daydream about you and what we could be. Now, instantly when I saw that card, the song that hit my head was, I could dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. Okay, so yeah, they get like real, like kind of like giddy and like, oh yay, when they think about you too and what you could be. And on top of that, they also have, will you choose me? So I feel like they feel like, yeah, I'm not gonna like communicate unless I like get some kind of sign or something that you wouldn't reject them, that you would choose them. So on top of, you know, that whole dreamy state, the flip side to that is, which also gives, you know, indication that you guys were involved before. I feel like I give way more than I get. Okay, so that's how they view it, coming from their perception. And I feel like I have to compete for you. So maybe you get a lot of attention on social media, you know, a lot of likes, comments, this and that. And they notice it, and maybe they're a little intimidated by it. I'm guessing though, you know, it probably doesn't mean that much to you, or you wouldn't be checking this out and wondering about them. And the other one is, I don't want to fight, which tells me that they think possibly that if they did come forward, that you two might get into it. Okay, so on top of that, when I see this card, And it has, you know, kind of like this feel of, you know, fight near it and feeling like, oh, I gotta compete and I give more than I get. So this person's perception is definitely feeling kind of like they're the one being slighted in this situation. And I kind of see this as them. They have like a childish, petty side to them, especially when they feel like, oh, you know, I give more, you're getting all this attention. And maybe when you two, you know, maybe you have had some fights and they feel like, oh, we can't even talk. We'll just fight. But, you know, in the outcome, it is positive, and it does show that you two do have the potential and the opportunity to make this work. It would just take some clear communication. That is really the key for this whole thing. Even with all their messages that you're probably thinking, what? By seeing that and hearing it. And with this, though, I do see that they do want to communicate with you. So, again, but it would take some kind of mature communication to get this going in the direction of what it could be, okay? Because it does seem like that's what they want. All right, group number 2, that is what I see for you. Let me know in the comments if it resonated, and if it did, don't forget to give it a like. All right, thanks. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so what message does your person have for you? So right away, we see the King of Diamonds, which signifies that the person that you're wondering about could be an earth sign, but doesn't have to be. So Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. For some reason, Libra is also coming through, so some of you might be dealing with a Libra. All right, so right away, when I'm looking at this group, I feel all the feels, okay? I can pick up right away that you guys had the potential to be something amazing, but then it's like something happened which dashed all of that. Okay, so I'm seeing that you guys, you both definitely, like, something happened and you cut this off, okay? And I'm seeing the no communication, all right? And the message that came through for them is, I'm done. And I don't get the impression that they wanted to be done, but this was like you both were just, it was intense. You were just going through something and you were both just like throwing in the towel and being like, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And you both were like, I'm done. And okay, so along with that came a cutoff from communication. And with that, I can feel that, you know, just this coldness, this cutoffness. And like, you in particular, I'm picking up on, it was like, you know, it really hit you that, wow, the person that I go to about whatever's going on during my day, I can't now. And I just feel like this cutoff and cold, icy feeling. And yet, I do still feel like you guys, though, no matter how much you both, you know, have tried to move on, you still think about each other a lot and feel connected. Okay, so for some of you, your person is balling. Like, they're doing really well in the money department. And then, like, for others of you, which I feel like this is for a way fewer amount, money was actually an issue for them. It maybe even affected the relationship somehow. But I feel like the majority, they're good at making money. On top of like the obstacle card, I do feel like they have their own obstacles that they're going through. But in regards to you, an obstacle was that they kind of had this two-faced nature about them. So I feel like, you know, they might have said something and meant another thing, or they might have presented themselves one way to you and then another way to others, or maybe it was kind of like a chameleon, kind of just like molded themselves to be however they thought like a certain group would want them to be, you know, just real caught up in image here, where it is, and also some materialism, you know, and like I've said before, that's not right or wrong. It's just, they're just real into like certain things like that. But more about the two-facedness. It's kind of like, for some of you, you were dealing with kind of a surfacey person, and they might have even wanted like a trophy girlfriend, trophy wife, or trophy boyfriend and husband, depending on who you're asking about. And you are like the one that was like, you know, is this deeper? Is it anything substantial? Does this even fit, you know, the level that I'm on? I'm trying to elevate, and this person's all caught up in this like image. So yeah, that's definitely coming through. Another message though that they have for you is I'm healing and I still have hope for us. So despite, you know, the feeling of being done and cut off and trying to move on, there's still have hope for you guys. And the other message is be patient with me. And then on top of that, I have the 10 of Hearts here, which signifies that they feel like you could have been the one. And that even if they have like tried to move on and have dated other people, they still don't feel the same way with them that they felt with you. Okay, so that one of a kind, unique connection. And on top of that, they view you like the Queen of Spades, which is like the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords. And even whether you're a guy or girl listening to this, okay, so like a witty, fun, good with the words, attractive, fun, spontaneous person. I'm also picking up on like this creativeness that they admired. So on top of that, they also hope that you haven't moved on. And I can actually sense that a lot of you are like, the nerve, like, yeah, you know, like you get a say in that, right? Okay, and then with the World here, that just, you know, continues on with them feeling like you were, when I see this world in particular, like you were the world. And when it was gray, it was like a fairy tale. And yeah, so on top of that, with the Knight of Pentacles or Earth here, they are trying to work on themselves and they are trying to deal with whatever obstacles they have. But, you know, with the Earth quality and energy there, it definitely could be a slow moving process. So they're not kidding when they say be patient with me. Because they got like other things to tend to and heal from and process from, and, you know, obstacles to deal with before coming back. But at the same time, you are like their wish fulfillment, basically. All right, group number 3, that is what I see for you. If this resonated, let me know in the comments and make sure to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 4. Okay, so what message does your person have for you? All right, so right away, I see the Jack of Spades, which tells me that you could be dealing with an air sign, but it doesn't have to be. They could just act like an air sign. So this could be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Okay, so right away, when I look at these cards, I'm seeing something very similar to group number 2. Where your person has this kind of like a teeter-totter thing going on, depending on their perception of their connection with you. So on one hand, I see like this optimism and what you guys could be. And then on the other hand, I see some doubts and insecurities and fears of what, almost like what could go right, what could go wrong. It's all depending on this person, what they're choosing to focus on, basically. Okay, and I feel like something rocky happened between you two, and that this person is kind of just like diving into work, but not just that. I feel like for some reason, like work is taking up a lot of their attention currently. And yeah, with the pentacles here, with the polar bear there, and the chariot, there's definitely like work is their main focus. But either way, the message that they have for you guys is that I feel shut out from your life. Okay. And currently they're saying, I want to be single. Now, I personally feel like that is not that they want to be single, but that they feel like it's the best thing for them currently to kind of like, you know, kind of go inward right now and focus on what they need to focus on before actually doing anything about the connection with you guys. On top of that though, okay, so here's the flip side. But then on the other hand, when they think positively about you guys, they're thinking, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work. Okay. And I do see here with the Page of Wands, like a passionate reunion. So it seems like when they allow themselves to think positively about this connection, they actually imagine you two reuniting, and just being passionate and just like fireworks going off, and just like you guys are your fun, spontaneous, adventurous type of selves, and they really do see you as like their next girlfriend or boyfriend, if that's what you're wondering about. Yeah. So here's the thing though. So with their perception going both ways, they also for some reason though see reconnecting with you to be somewhat of a gamble. Okay, not exactly sure what that's about. If like maybe, not sure if you did something or gave them the impression, that you wanted to be single, or maybe you get a lot of attention. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's something that makes them feel like this could be a gamble. On top of that, they have this like caution going on and some fears that they have to face before they're willing to take the risk, whatever that risk is to them. But I feel like, again, depending on how they're viewing this, a part of them is like, yeah, I want to. There's just something like making them kind of cautious about this whole thing and feeling like it could be a gamble. And on top of their financial situation or their job taking up a lot of their time and energy. But if they came around to it, I do see them putting in the work. Okay, group number 4, this is what I see for you. Let me know in the comments if this resonated, and if it did, make sure to give it a like. All right, bye guys.